Africa we rise, connecting dreams across the skies.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming. Everyone, my name is Love Ford. I am the CEO of ACRELS, the African Continent Real Estate Listing Service. Super excited to have you here. And thank you for taking time to be with us to learn about this exciting little secret. um, properties that no one tells you about in Ghana. So we are super excited to share this with you. I'm going to have Des introduce herself right now.
Hello, everyone. I am Des Gerald, and I am the Chief Creative Officer for ACRELS. So very excited to have you here with us this evening to share this exciting news, these hidden gems.
And also, we would love for Hannah to say something and introduce herself as well.
Thank you. I'm Hannah, COO for ACRELS. And thank you all so much for taking time to join us tonight. We're really excited about unveiling all these hidden properties that people either don't know about or they have a misconception about. So we're ready to inform you. So thank you for joining.
And Hannah, thank you so much for being one of the very first real estate brokerages in Ghana to join ACRELS, to sign up on ACRELS, to upload your listings on the platform. Really appreciate you. And just thank you for believing in this project and being part of what we're doing, because it's amazing and it's super exciting.
Thank you. Thank you. We're excited at ACRELS. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Next slide, please. All right, so what is ACRELS? ACRELS is the African Continent Real Estate Listing Service. And what the platform does is connects buyers, sellers, renters with vetted agents. So all of the agents with listings on our platform, they have been vetted. So you're not just dealing with someone that does not know the industry, is not familiar with the market. You're dealing with a professional when you do utilize the ACRELS platform and you're logging in and you're looking and searching for our properties. So unlike traditional listing services in Africa, we ensure exclusive property listings. So on our platform, you will not see the same property listed by multiple agents with different pricing. It's one property, one agent, one price. And so that is to streamline our transactions and also make sure we're being transparent and supporting the African community. So thank you for trusting us and thank you for being here. Next slide. So why invest in Ghana now? I'm not sure if you are an agent on the call or if you are an investor on the call, but Africa is in the news. We're hearing about Burkina Faso, we're hearing about Ghana. People are coming here on a daily basis from everywhere in the world. And so it's definitely a hot spot, and it is one of the fastest growing real estate markets. It's now under a new government, so there's a new president. And so we should expect an additional 4 years of improvements. One of the improvements that we're very familiar with is the new government wanting to sanitize the real estate sector in Ghana. And so what they're doing is making sure that anyone entering the market has education, and anyone that has been practicing real estate in Ghana, that they're going through the necessary steps to get licensed here. So they are going to start issuing real estate licenses. And if you are an individual broker or realtor that is practicing in Ghana, they're encouraging you to join a brokerage firm. So they are really focused on standardizing the real estate sector and sanitizing the real estate sector. So they're super, super excited and focused on making sure that that happens. There is a housing demand here. There is a deficit for housing. And so that deficit is for the locals that are here. And depending on where you're trying to purchase property, and I'm sure Hannah can talk a little bit more about the different areas within Ghana that are good to purchase or where people tend to want to purchase, that you'll see, you know, what the demand is for those particular areas. But there are also areas where there is a good return on your investment. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, are the hidden property gems that we have come across. Next slide.
Why don't you let them know that large number of housing deficit?
You tell them.
Wasn't it like 100,000 or was it a
1.8.
million?
It's almost 2 million.
1.8.
2 million.
Almost 2 million.
1.8 million. Okay. Yes.
All right. So today we're talking about bank-owned foreclosures. I personally did not know that there were foreclosures in Ghana, but there are. And we have had the opportunity to list those foreclosures on ACRELS, and we wanted to share that with you guys and let you know that they do exist. So a bank foreclosure is a property that the bank has repossessed because the mortgage had not been paid. Most foreclosures are priced under market, so there's value there and equity there. And the bank wants you to buy it so they can take it off their books. So I don't believe the process will be dragged out. It'll be sold as is, and they will work with you to get that transaction closed. As a matter of fact, one of the representatives that we met with today, she gave a scenario. If you were to put down 50% and then you needed like 3 or 4 months to pay the difference, they're willing to work with you. So everything is negotiable. You just have to make sure that you are presenting your offer the right way with trusted professionals. And one of them being E-Wells Realty and Consultancy. So make sure you're reaching out to an agent there to assist you with this process. And this is just a great opportunity for investors who want to see an instant gain in equity and know that long term, historically, real estate just continues to gain equity. Next slide. So, why buy a foreclosure? Des, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I think the most important reason to buy a foreclosure is all of the gain, the appreciation, the equity that you would yield when purchasing a foreclosure and either fixing it up, repairing it, reselling it, or even holding on to it and continuing to build that equity over time and renting it out. And what better way to build family legacy is to get a property like this where you're walking in and can produce that high yield of equity.
So some of the things that you'll see, as I mentioned before, would be, for an example, below market prices. Since we're bringing this to you first, I don't know if anyone else on the call has heard of bank foreclosures in Ghana. So if you haven't, I don't think you're the first. So there's not a lot of competition. And you would have the opportunity to renovate these properties. And if you needed assistance with obtaining a, reference for a reputable contractor to assist you, you could definitely get assistance with that from one of the agents on our platform. I'm sure they'd be able to help connect you with someone that is professional. And again, the bank is trying to get these items off of their books. So they are willing to work with you to make sure that these get processed in a timely fashion. Next slide. So in Ghana, again, it is an untapped market when it comes to these bank foreclosures. So this is, like I said, I don't know if anyone wants to raise their hand if they knew that these were available, but it is an untapped market, and there are definitely homes that have character. We saw a couple today in Ghana. We
You know what
toured
was
like three.
interesting?
What did you say, Des?
You know what was interesting today, just looking at some of the properties. One thing that I didn't realize, because I flip properties in the States, walking through the property, because you know they build with the cement blocks, right? And there's like no drywall or anything that they really use here. And so one of the questions that I had walking through the property, because it was like the house was very segmented and it wasn't open, like, you know, like the regular modern open floor plan now. So one of my questions was, hey, would it be structurally sound if we knock down a wall? And they're like, oh yeah, you could knock down a wall as long as they're pillars. And so you still have that flexibility where you could get in there and turn these houses into something that you would want to turn it into. So just wanted to let everybody be aware of that.
And right now, it's still a great time if you are from the United States. I believe it's around $1 is 9 to 10 Ghanaian dollars. And so still a great time to take advantage of affordable labor and materials. So that is definitely something to consider. And there's a lot of modernization. We're seeing a lot of new construction. There's a lot of developments, and there's incomplete projects. And the bank not only has foreclosures, but they also have bank-owned property. They have new construction available as well, which we will tap into in one of our future Zoom meetings. But they have bank-owned new construction. So next slide. Here's an example of some renovation opportunities. Did we tour any of these? No, these are not any of the ones we toured today, but these are available. So if you do want information on them, the ones that we toured today, one was 65,000 USD and two were $80,000 each. But this is an example of what you could expect, and you can come in, do your renovation, you can rent out the property, you can move or use it as an Airbnb, or you can relocate. Whatever it is you're trying to do, it's possible. Everything is possible here.
Yeah, and let's give them an example of numbers, because when we were walking through that last house, that last estate that we saw, you know, we asked them, you know, what would the ARV be if we were to renovate this property? And he said anywhere from the low to mid 300s. Well, guess how much the price of that house was? It was 80K. You could possibly get it for less. And knowing what I would do to that house, I would probably say it would probably cost about 100K to repair that home. So let's just say you're all in 180K, but then you sell it for like, let's just say 325 to be conservative. That's a lot of ROI. That's a lot. So the potential is definitely here. It's here.
Next slide. So here are some of the hot zones. Okay, we saw this property today, the one you guys are looking
Yeah, we
at.
did.
We saw that one today. There was a squatter still there, and that one was $80,000. It was a huge lot. We weren't able to tour the inside, but the exterior was very, very big. And it was close to one of the largest malls in West Africa. I believe it's West Hills, Hannah, is that
Yeah, I
correct?
think it's West Hills,
West
yeah.
Hills Mall?
Yeah, West
Yeah.
Hills, way
West Hills Mall. So this was, I would say 2 miles, maybe 3 at the most from the mall, does you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was about two miles. And correction, it wasn't a squad, it was actually a renter.
Oh,
Remember?
renter. Oh, yeah. They did clear
It was
that
a
up.
renter.
And this was a 4-3, a 4-bedroom, 3-bath property. And
But
so,
another thing that I'm sorry. Another thing that I love about the properties here is that they're so sound because they do build it with cement. Like it's not blowing away anywhere.
yeah,
Whereas in the United States, you know how those vinyls and those plywood houses are.
you're right.
So I just like that it's really, really sound. The construction is very sound here.
Yeah. And everything that they're offering can be negotiated. So they're willing to negotiate. So that's their asking price. But I did ask the banker that was with us, hey, if there's like certain things wrong with the property, if there's something structural, or I just gave her some examples and I said, would you guys be willing to negotiate your asking price? And she said yes. So it's going to be very possible to negotiate with these deals as well. And so these are some of the areas that are hot zones that have great deals. You have East Legon Hills, Kasua. Des and I were able to go to Kasua.
Yes.
Kasua reminded me of being in New York City, Fordham Road, back in the 1970s. I got a flashback, but it's near
Yeah.
the ocean. It's very close to the ocean. And Tema and surrounding areas, I know we're gonna tour some properties, some bank-owned properties near that area next week. So we'll definitely share those with you.
Yeah, we
Um,
do have a new listing coming up in Kasawa, right off the beach.
we do.
Um,
But
so
it's not a bank foreclosure,
it's
so.
not a bank foreclosure. That's true. That's true. I guess we'll save that for another.
I'm not
Whatever
gonna,
number.
Oyarifa, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correct. I know we
Oh
have a
yeah,
development, say that again, Hannah?
oh yeah, Rifa.
Oh,
Oyarifa,
Yarifa.
You
and, okay. And Aburi, we love, that's mountains. So if you like
Yes.
mountains and mountain views, and then Cape Coast is where the dungeons are. So there's tons of deals and opportunities in these areas and even more locations. And as we get them, we will certainly share them with you. Next slide. And this is just going back to say, who knew? Who knew that there were these kinds of deals?
I didn't
I
know.
didn't know.
I didn't
Bank
know. Now
owned,
I'm excited. Now I'm really excited.
right. And they just need some TLC. So these are some more images of some of the foreclosures. Next slide. Okay. And so part of the service you can gain, you can go to ACRELS.com. That's ACRELS.com. And get access to off-market and bank-owned properties. The agents on our platform that are vetted, they do some upfront due diligence, but we encourage you to do due diligence as well. Cannot have too much due diligence. So everyone's checking and making sure that we are checking all of the proper places to make sure that who is selling this property has the right to sell this property. And we check all of the different entities that we need to before we're sharing these properties with you. If you need a contractor referral or if you need help with project management, we do have brokerages that can assist you with that. One of them that we are so super excited to be working with is E. Wells Realty and Consultancy, who is one of the very first brokerages to upload listings on the ACRELS platform. And so if you do need assistance with contractors or project management, we can certainly point you in the right direction. And then we also have buyer education. We feel that is so important. If you are an investor and you are entering this market, especially with all of the noise about Africa, about Burkina Faso, people coming to Ghana on a daily basis. But if you want to invest, you should be educated. So we do have home buyer education, and we also have coaching. In addition to that, if you are a professional, have been in the real estate industry, a real estate agent, attorney, a developer, and you want to be able to sell real estate in Ghana, then we also have a Ghana real estate certification. Next slide. And so with the Ghana real estate certification, that will allow you to take some on-demand classes. You would also join GARB, which is the Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. And then if you were planning to move or relocate here, you could also apply for your real estate license. They do require that you send a police report, your resume, pass the examination process, and some other things. But I can tell you it's doable. Des and I, we actually did the virtual class, and the virtual class was a 3-week class. And we were on Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 o'clock some days, 2 some days, 2:30 some days. So anywhere from like an hour to 2.5 hours for 3 weeks. And this class that you guys are seeing now, you guys would be watching us in class. They allowed us to record it. And so if this is something that you're interested in, please make sure that you take a picture of this QR code, or you can message us at info@acrels.com, and we can get you whatever information you need and answer any additional questions you have about that. Next slide. Okay. And then we also have the homebuyer education, which I mentioned. So if you just want to learn about the process and be able to have a really good understanding, because it is different. One of the things that stood out to us was the land and immigration. A lot of other things were very similar, but the land and immigration, I'm super glad that I paid attention and I took the class. So if that's something you're interested in, we do have that available for you as well. Next slide. Okay, so this is our contact information. Again, you can reach us at info@acrels.com. Our phone number is there as well. And we're going to go ahead and open it up for any questions. And I am going to call on my co-host, Miss Hannah Atiase. And we're going to open it up for questions. So if anyone has any questions, please chime in. You can come off of mute.
So I'm going to address questions. Someone asked if it was in dollars to CDs. So the price of the foreclosures that Love mentioned are in dollars. So $80,000, $60,000. And I think we even have some properties as low as $30,000.
Oh, wow.
Are litigation-free properties? Great question. These are bank. So that means that the title belongs to the bank. And you know, the bank does its due diligence prior to financing the property to the potential buyer. So what essentially happened is that individuals had mortgages on these properties. They defaulted on the mortgage and the bank repossessed it. So the title belongs to the bank. So yes, litigation free. If anybody has questions, I think they could just put it in the chat for now. So to answer your question, the bank has already done their due diligence, but as we mentioned, make sure you do your own due diligence as well. Next question, how can we get listed on the contractors and project management list? Please send your information to ACRELS, email address info@acrels.com. What about land and immigration? So this is in relation to the Ghana Real Estate Certification course. The course teaches you about the Land Act 2020 and also about the Immigration Act. So if you are relocating from a different nation and you want to work in Ghana, you've got to know about the Immigration Act. If you want to become a real estate agent, you need to know about the Land Act. You need to know about the Real Estate Agency Act, the different acts and courses that will be taught during the certification class. Are all properties homes, or are they also businesses, land, etc. for sale? Great question. So some of the properties can be used for commercial purposes, especially those that are by the roadside and, you know, may have a large compound that can accommodate a lot of parking spaces, especially for business use. So yes, some properties can be used for homes, residential purposes, and some for commercial purposes. We currently do not have any lands that are, you know, repossessed lands that were owned by the bank or anything like that. However, we do have lands for sale. If you visit the ACRELS.com platform, you will see the land listings that we have. I'm looking forward to attending certification class in a few weeks. Okay, great. So in terms of the certification class, there are two routes. You can either take the upcoming class that's August 18th. It's a 3-week course. And then after that, the exams are from September 10th to September 12th. Or you can do the on-demand class. That means you can purchase it online, take your time going through the course, but you will just join the examinations from September 10th to 12th. Any other questions?
Those were some great questions.
Yes.
Okay, I have one more. The 3-week class, is it in person or virtual? The in-person class starts August 18th. That's in person for 3 weeks. Or and it is, well, it's virtual, but you have live professors, put it that way. So it's a virtual class with a live professor, or you can go ahead and do the on-demand class. But yes, it is virtual. It's 3 weeks, Monday through Friday. Got it. Thanks, Hannah. I'll definitely visit the platform. All right. Thank you. You're welcome, Frank. That certification course in August are for those agents that are licensed in the U.S. If you are based in Ghana, yes, you can take that course. So they have 2 separate cohorts. They have those in the diaspora, and then they have those who are here locally. The difference is because of the time zone. So typically for those in the diaspora, it would be during the lunch hours from about 12 to 2. But if you're in Ghana, it will be the evening times from 5 to 7 p.m. So the course on August 18th is typically from 5 to 7 p.m. GMT. So if you're in the States, those hours may not work for you. So you can probably purchase the on-demand class. Any other questions? All right, I think those are all the questions. You're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, spending a little bit of time with us this evening. But just wanted to say thank you all, and we will continue to share these opportunities with you. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, please email us at info@ACRELS, that's ACRELS.com. Medase.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. And
In
the
the
link for
heart
the
of
recording
Africa we
will be emailed to you, but you can also find it on the ACRELS YouTube channel. Thank you all so much. Have a great
Trusted
night.
agents building ties, worldwide vision in our eyes. Dance with ACRELS, feel the beat, bridging continents so sweet. From developers to every street, we make real estate complete. From the oceans to the heights, homes and spots like shining lights. Agents you can trust is our clients' delight, turning prospects into rights. Dance with ACRELS, feel the beat.